Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Friday afternoon here in the Eastern Time Zone of the USA. It's time for the weekend special. And this is a show that we have right after the week is done. And you never know whether it's going to be an antenna project or we're going to have a visitor. And today we have a guest, and it's Dale, N3BNA. Hello, Dale.
Hello, Tim. Nice to see you.
Great to see you, Dale. Dale, where is your QTH, your home QTH?
I live in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. It's near Lancaster.
Near Lancaster. And Dale, you have spent a lot of time down in Haiti. And why don't you tell everybody what you do down in Haiti?
Okay, well, I lead a charitable organization that funds capital projects for a radio network. So what I do in Haiti is radio. Isn't that a surprise? And we have big towers, 300 footers, 200 footers that I help to put up and that we maintain. Those are AM stations, and then we have about a dozen FM stations. And so it's a Christian radio network in Haiti, and we help keep things going.
So, so are you actually doing transmitter maintenance and studio maintenance and things like that?
Yes, my most recent trip was just a few weeks ago, and we were doing a transmitter repair. Most of my expertise is more in the tower end of things, but I am the leader of the organization, so I was not the tech guy, but I was on that trip.
All right. So on the tower end of these stations in Haiti, these broadcast stations, now what happened to those towers during the earthquake?
Well, Hurricane Matthew took down one of our towers, so I was involved in putting up a 250-foot tower. And as you know, it takes a lot of engineering and a lot of effort into the guy anchor building, and that was kind of my bailiwick. And so that tower that has gone down is now back up. That's a pyrite tower, by the way, a very strong tower. I can tell you a story about that. The tower previously was one that was failing, and we jacked it up in four little bottle jacks to jack up the entire 250-foot tower. It was crazy. It wouldn't have been OSHA approved, but that was one of the crazy things that we did in Haiti.
So with the recent storm, the recent disaster down there, was there any damage?
Well, the place that we stayed, the guest house that we stayed, is completely collapsed. The second floor is into the first floor. So 1 week after we were gone, there was major. The whole town is destroyed. The mayor actually died in a building collapse, and one of our employees was in a church when the church collapsed and passed away. So the whole town of Kais is drastically affected. Most people have lost their homes, and people are living outdoors.
So tell us about amateur radio in Haiti, Dale. What have you come across there?
Well, the president of the amateur radio club in Haiti is HH2JR. Most of you have been on the air and have met sometime, Hotel Juliet Radio, and he became a close friend of mine. So we're working together for years to improve and increase the Haitian amateurs, and it's been very successful. We've got a lot more activity from Haitian nationals that were not on the air before, and that's what we want to keep on working on doing.
Yes, and so have you yourself actually operated from Haiti?
Every time I go there, I would say maybe 10 or 12 times from 10 different spots. Sometimes I'm leading the trip, and sometimes I'm a part of another team, but I'm always on the air. I've been honored, Tim, because of my work and help with Haiti. I got a new call sign, and international visitors do not get HH2 call signs, but I got a great call sign. It's Hotel 2 Kilo.
Wow.
If I'm not a sideband guy, but if you're a contester, man, that's a great call.
Yeah, that is. You couldn't ask for anything better. Do you know what remote ham radio is doing in Haiti?
Yes, I do. I know W2RE and WW1DX, and those guys are doing a great job down there. It's a remote station. It's on a very high location, and um, I, I I like what they're doing. It has made Haiti a little less rare, which is a good thing. We shouldn't be worried about being the new one. But I can tell you one thing. My dream, Tim, was to go down one time and use our big towers to get on 160 and be loud. Well, in 2016, I think it was, we went down and operated 4 Victor 1 Tango Lima. And we had a Delta loop on a big tower. And everybody said we were loud. We were heard in places that we weren't not usually here in Haiti. As you know, in the East Coast, Haiti's easy, but most people in Haiti, amateurs, don't have an effective antenna, if at all, on 160. So we had a very good antenna. So we were working in California, Victor Echo 7, and a lot of Eastern Europe who were new ones, And so that was a blast. That was probably the most fun I've had in DXing.
Wow, that's really great. We have Dale Long, N3BNA, on with us today, and he's talking about Haiti and his activities down there. And Dale, we have some well wishers here in the chat. India Tango 9 Echo Sierra Whiskey and Kilo Papa 4 Quebec Victor Quebec Alpha Hotel 7 United, and Andy 2 Echo 0 Radio Echo Echo, and Eric November Mike 5 Mike. I think you know Eric, NM5M, and also
Hi, Eric.
Papa Echo 2 Kilo. And Zev is saying hello, Dale, from November 2 Whiskey Kilo Sierra.
Oh, yes.
And W3MLJ, young Mike, is on from Pittsburgh. And Dan says, great subject. Thanks from Arizona. And that's Kilo Charlie 7 Mike Sierra United. And Tom says, W2RE rules remote radio. He does a really good job. And Victor Kilo 5 Charlie Oscar Lima, Colin is on. And just starting to get sunrise over in Australia. And WB9 Delta Zulu Sierra is hospital bed mobile. Well, Tom, we hope you get out of there.
That's right.
And we hope you're better. WA4 Mike Oscar Mike from Kentucky. And Dino says prayers and wishes for all the folks in Haiti. Dino Kilo Lima 0 Sierra. And Zulu Lima 1 Mike Hotel Sugar. His son just came up in Auckland, New Zealand. And John, Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel, says thanks for your service, Dale. Get that big tower up and running on 160. And we've got Darby on, Kilo Bravo 2 Radio Whiskey. And it's 5:30 in the morning in Southern Australia. That's Colin just updated us there. So Dale, how do you arrived at Haiti? What are the hops, the air hops that you have to do?
Okay, well, usually I fly out of Philadelphia and Miami and down to Port-au-Prince, sometimes through Atlanta. But this time, as sometimes we had to take a domestic flight because there are gangs on the roads, and I don't know if you heard about the missionary plane that went down. Actually, people were going out to their station, and they took a plane a small plane that was lost, and that's happening more. There's more domestic flights happening because the gang activity is so bad, and people are kidnapping people on the road, and even armored cars are being kidnapped on the road, and so it makes it more necessary to fly from one city to the other within Haiti.
So a typical AM station in Haiti that you work on, how much power are we talking about?
Just 1 kW. We have some old Collins equipment that we can't really afford to use because it's tube and we don't have money for the electricity, honestly. And also we've gone to solar, which makes it really hard to have a 10 kW station running on solar.
All right, so you're using solar power to power these broadcast stations.
For both AM stations, we use solar power.
Wow. And how about the FM stations in Haiti that you're working with? What kind of power there?
300 watts usually, 300 watts or 100 in some cases. There are various different locations with different systems.
And how reliable is the AC power where these are located
Oh,
in Haiti?
what AC power? There is no AC power. Sometimes the utility will provide you 2 hours a day, and sometimes it's 2 weeks you don't have anything. So if you don't have solar or generators, you're off the air. So for a radio station, there's nothing else. You have to provide your own power.
I see. Yeah. And so how do people, what are they using to listen to these radio stations?
Well, most of them have portable, the old-fashioned transistor radios, portable radios. Now, of course, they're more modern looking today than they used to be years ago. But the one interesting thing about radio is king in Haiti because there is no TV. There they don't have internet. Many people don't even have electricity in their home, and there's no reading material. So this is where they get all their news, all their information, public, health information, and all kinds of things, as well as religious programming, which we provide. Um, Radio is king. There's nothing else. We listen to radio in our cars when we have nothing else better to do. For in Haiti, it's the only game in town.
Right. And what about cell phone service? Any cell phone service?
Yes, they do have cell phone service. That brings up a question, an interesting point. Southern Haiti has been hit by multiple tragedies. We had the first earthquake, and then the Hurricane Matthew that just took out everybody's roof, and now we have the earthquake, and we should have some way. Amateur radio should be the solution. When the cell phone goes out, we should be there to be the solution. The problem is there haven't been any ham radio operators down there. The only one was a father, and he wasn't active. So in both disasters, I was not there, but I was the only one, either right before or right after the disaster, who was operating from that area.
Wow. We're on today with Dale Long, N3BNA, and Dale spends a lot of time working on broadcast stations down in Haiti. And he also has a Haiti call sign, Hotel 2 Kilo. And so it just, it's another world down there, Dale.
It is. The one thing that in our work with broadcasting, that's basically what we do. But right now, we're 100% into disaster relief. Our chief engineer grew up in the Cayes area, which was the hardest hit, and he's running around delivering supplies, tarps, and food and necessities. So we've changed our perspective in the last 2 to 3 weeks to help to address the disaster. And I was talking to Katie just moments ago. It's really important to know that this earthquake is different than the earthquake in 2010, because in 2010, 220,000 people died. It was centered in the metropolitan area and the outskirts of Port-au-Prince, Haiti. This earthquake is centered in the mountains, and there's 2 cities that are affected, but the people there are mountain oriented. They're rural people, and they're not going to go into town to get help. So they're sitting out there in their villages and homes waiting for somebody to come. And that's what we're doing, because the big NGOs have piled tons of stuff in the airport, and we need to get that stuff out to the people where they live.
Right. And Dale, when is your next trip down there?
I don't have a next trip, but I can't wait for the next trip. Right now, I think I can do more here from home. And actually, because of the earthquake, as in many tragedies, there's less available housing than there was before, and some of the guest houses are damaged. So I would be taking somebody else's place that might have more value than myself.
Right. Well, Dale, I want to thank you for all you're doing for the people of Haiti, and all you're doing to keep communications up down there and radio stations. And I know you're doing tremendous work. And of course, here at DX Engineering, we're helping you, and to take care of your needs down there. So we thank you, and we wish you the best.
Well, I thank you, Tim. And amateur radio hams have been one of our biggest supporters. We've had some very generous people that have been helping us.
All right. Well, you can contact Dale directly if you'd like to learn more or ask questions. And Dale, what's a good email address?
N3BNA3 @gmail.com.
N3BNA3 @gmail.com. Okay. Very good. Dale, thanks so much. God bless you and good luck. And we'll talk to you soon.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Tim.
73 and 73 from DX Engineering. See you next time.